What's up, everybody? We are back. John Della Rose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction, coming at you with a probably not a surprise review at this point of Savage Dragon Volume 1, which I downloaded on Comixology. Again, this is one of those weird Comixology ones where I can't really flip through the pages all that well. There's a lot of extras in here, which I'm scrolling through right now, just giving a lot of different drawings of Savage Dragon. I know this was Erik Larsen's sort of pet project that he'd been working on forever and is still working on forever. And issue number 250 is about to come up, which is pretty interesting about Savage Dragon here. So volume one's for free, and I believe several of the archives volumes are also for free on Comixology Unlimited. I haven't gone through the archives because the archive volumes in collections have no colors to them. And so I wanted to read the color versions. And I've been trying to hunt down just sort of the best reading way to do Savage Dragon. It's going to be tough. It's really, you got to get the issues because there's a whole swath of about 50 issues. And there's, like I said, 250 of these that are not collected in anything other than those archive editions. So I might have to do like a Frankenstein collection going forward on this. And I'm probably going to get regular books because I don't like reading online so much. But this was fun. This is the first 4 issues. It's the original Savage Dragon mini series, which I believe is a 0 and a 1 through 3. And it was kind of redone in this version. There was an original version, which he had before. And then this had some fixes to it or whatnot to go with the whole series. So basically Savage Dragon shows up. He is a character who, and here's an intro from Erik Larsen, just shows up out of nowhere. He has no memory of who he is, and he gets taken in by some cops and decides to be a cop with Chicago PD and deal with the super freaks out there. And there's a bunch of baddies out there who are pretty brutal. This is a lot of blood and gore, but it is done in a lighthearted comic-y style, which I really appreciate. And so high action, just tons of action, tons of fun, and 4 issues of Savage Dragon dealing with increasingly brutal threats. And then there's a police force element of it where he's introducing all of his background characters. He's moving into a new apartment. So you're really getting this like fresh start for a character who's lost his memory. Nobody knows who he is, and he just calls himself Dragon because somebody called him Dragon. Very simple. Simple, fun. This is frankly what comics should be. And this is, I'm glad I checked this out again. I'm going to go through the series. I hope, like I said, I got to figure out the way I'm going to read this. I'm very interested in how this goes up to 250 because that is crazy for independent comics. There are almost 0 independent comics which have gone so many issues. You've got like Cerebus by Dave Sim, which has gone a lot of issues. You've got Todd McFarlane's Spawn, but I believe Savage Dragon is the only one that's drawn and written by the same person to this degree like this. So it's very cool. I guess Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise is another one that has a lot of issues. I don't know how far he is into it at this point, but very cool. I enjoyed the setup. There's a mystery in the background here, both of who Savage Dragon actually really is. There is a group of bad guys that are forming as sort of like an evil coalition. And there is also a background where the guy from the police force who recruited Savage Dragon actually set up some of the events that spurred Savage Dragon into action, intentionally, and recruited him based on those events. So he's got some bad connections that are probably going to get exposed at some point, and we're going to have an interesting confrontation. So classic serial storytelling, really, really wonderful. Each issue really has its own arc to it. It's not just a trade paperback written, sort of deconstruction like a lot of stuff is these days. Very enjoyable, and I look forward to reading more. It is such a quick introduction that there's not a ton more to say about it. Erik Larsen's art is very distinct, and you can always see Erik Larsen's art. And I personally very much like this style a lot. It's not exactly all the way classic comic style, but it's also not in that sort of modern style where it's too much realism either. So he's got his own distinct style. I enjoy it. Fun stuff. And I would say this miniseries is probably a 9 out of 10 for me. It's a very enjoyable. We'll see how this series goes along as I try to figure out how to read through the series and catch back up to get to that 250th issue. And we will be back soon. Have you read Savage Dragon? This is old school Image stuff. Let me know if you have. And maybe I'll try to show a couple more images of the later on pages here. Get some of the dynamic action. Oh, somebody's dead. There we go. Yeah, we get Dragon with his muscles and with a babe. It's very, 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 very much a young male youth reading right there. Cool. All right. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you soon.